what's on your prayer list? But even before we talk about what's on your prayer list, do you have a prayer list? I find that it's a good thing to always have a list of things you trust in God. Or it feels nice when you just tick them and see the faithfulness of God as He answers one after one. I remember at the beginning of the year, I actually had just 3 major things I was trusting God for. And I actually ticked 2. It's very encouraging to know that God actually comes through and answers prayers. So it's a good practice to just have a list of things you're trusting God. And as He's doing them, you just tick. It builds your faith. You see the faithfulness of God, even as He comes in ways that are just amazing, So have a prayer list. I would encourage you, in case you don't have a prayer list, to have a prayer list. But secondly, it's also important what is on that prayer list, And the Bible tells us to pray all kinds of prayer. It can be things about your daily food, your family, things that are not about yourself, your country, all types of prayer. And all types of prayer basically means all manner of things. Pray for all manner of things in all manner of ways. It can be along things you're trusting God and you're going to fast about them. It's about things you actually don't think you should fast about, that, they're not that heavy. So what is in your prayer list? All those things. But today I also want to look at us to talk about what is at the top of that list. Because at all those things you want in your prayer list, but what is that thing that you would say is the most important, most urgent, or the big, hairy prayer? I had somebody say, what is at the top of your prayer list? And I want us to reflect on a prayer by Solomon that is found in 2 Corinthians chapter 1. So we're told that Solomon made such a huge offering to the Lord, and the Lord was so pleased with him that He came to him at night and asked him, Solomon, what can I do for you? And we're told Solomon asks for wisdom so that he can rule the people of God, in a good way. He asked for wisdom. That was top on your prayer list. If God was to come to you and ask you, what do you want me to do? One thing you want me to do to come through for you, what would be at the top of that list? And for Solomon, it was wisdom. And this thing, surprised God. Not that God can be surprised, but it looks like God was like, wow, you didn't ask for the head of your enemies. You didn't ask for honor. You didn't ask for wealth. All these things that people, human beings are pursuing. You didn't ask for those things. For you, the important thing was for wisdom to rule the people. And it actually reminds me of also this verse that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added unto you. And we see in the life of Solomon that becomes a reality, that God says, because you asked for wisdom to rule these people and not things for yourself, what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you what you have asked, that wisdom, and in addition, I'm going to give you that wealth that you did not ask for. As we've said, all these other things shall be added unto you. Is it possible, that much as you have a long prayer list for yourself, things you'd want to see God do for you in your life, that you also prioritize and praying for things that are bigger than you, things that are outside you, for the nation? You can pray, for your ministry that will not benefit you, because sometimes ministry is about giving and giving the kingdom of God, that you prioritize the kingdom of God over your needs, and God promises that all these other things shall be added unto you, because He says He knows that you need all these things, but just seek ye first, and all these things shall be added unto you. So what's on your prayer list, and what's at the top of your prayer list?